Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and welcome to another Soul Calibur video. Now today we're going to be talking about a DLC rumor that's been floating around since last night. I wanted to talk about it last night, but I obviously was making the Tira video, so I couldn't get around to start making this one till this morning. Now the rumor that's been floating around is that Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher series will be making it as a guest character in Soulcalibur VI, which is something I'm very excited for. I never openly said this, but I'm actually a massive Witcher fan, so the possible incorporation of this character into Soulcalibur VI has me extremely excited. But understandably, some people might be quite hesitant with a guest character being in the game, especially with the oversaturation of them in recent fighting games. But I believe Geralt is an extremely good choice as a guest character for this game, not just because he fits into the game's medieval aesthetic, but because of the popularity and fan base behind the Witcher series. I'll go into detail with this in a second, as I'll be talking about the benefits of actually having this character be in the game. Now for those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with Geralt and the Witcher series as a whole, 1, you need to go buy The Witcher 3 and play that entire game, as it's a beautiful and phenomenal game. 2, you need to buy all the DLC and play it, because there's more hours in the DLC than there are with most single player games. Sorry, what? Oh yes, Geralt. Geralt is the main protagonist of the Witcher series, and the games are in fact based off a Polish novel which was published by this guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because I'll probably butcher it. Now what you do need to know about Geralt, if you aren't familiar with him, is that he is a Witcher, a human that's undergone extensive training and ruthless mental and physical conditioning in order to become a monster slayer. So needless to say that Geralt does fit into the world of Soul Calibur very well. Along with this, Geralt wields 2 swords, that being one made of steel and one made of silver. So in terms of gameplay, it'd be quite interesting what he could do with the 2 swords. And on top of this, he does have the ability to cast signs, which basically means that he can cast spells. In the Witcher games, he has 5 different options. Ard, which is basically a forceful push, Igni, where he can cast fire, Yarden, which is a magical trap that can keep someone in place, Quen, which allows him to cover himself in a shield, and Axii, which would allow him to stun an opponent. So when it comes to Geralt's arsenal, he really does have a lot of options, making his moveset very diverse and very flashy. So the Soul Calibur developers would have a lot of options to work with here. Now really, let's talk about how his inclusion would in fact benefit the game. Well, the Soul Calibur series as a whole has had a very rocky track record with how well particular games do, with Soul Calibur 2 being seen as the peak of the series, and everything after that being a slow decline of what it once was. Now back when they made Soul Calibur 5, they strongly believed that by introducing a newer generation, that it may in fact help reboot the entire series as a whole. But unfortunately, due to a lack of fan favorites, it didn't settle well with particular fans. Although the inclusion of Ezio was welcomed, there's no denying that Soul Calibur 5 was 50-50 with the Soul Calibur community, with some kind of liking it for different reasons, and some despising it because it strayed away from the original material. And this does seem to be something that Soul Calibur 6 is trying to fix. With 6 being a reboot of the entire timeline, it allows them to dial back the games and make the formula for it very simple. And another bonus of actually rebooting the franchise is 1, you have the ability to retell a story in a completely different manner, and 2, you're able to bring back nostalgic characters that would have appeared later on in the series to the very beginning of this new timeline, adding a new sense of flavor to what we've already seen. So although it might be a reboot, it's clearly been taken in a different direction, which is something that 6 has been doing very well. Bringing back fan favorites to the series is an instant way of winning over fans, which is something that Bandai Namco have been doing extremely well so far. Cough cough, Ivy cough. But by doing this reboot, it's a great way of re-establishing the franchise after its somewhat decline after Soul Calibur 2. But in saying that, you still need an individual in the game that can appeal outside of the fighting game genre, and that is in fact something that Geralt can do if he's included in this game. With the numerous awards that The Witcher 3 got upon its release, the game is understandably held at quite a high esteem, and the popularity of the franchise is so big that it's even getting its own Netflix series due to its popularity. So Geralt's inclusion in this game could help propel the series to another level, as previous guest characters that have also appeared here have been added to also do the same thing. But with this modern age of gaming growing at such a crazy level and really kind of branching out into different forms of media, the inclusion of this character would bring a massive audience to Soul Calibur 6. Whether or not you are fans of guest characters, there's no denying that it does attract a casual audience towards that game, and thus by doing this, it will help the Soul Calibur 6 reboot succeed. And I believe that if a guest character can fit very well into the aesthetic of a game, then he or she does deserve to be in it. And that's why I believe that Geralt is a very good guest character to have in Soul Calibur 6. It'd bring in a new large audience for this clearly rebooted universe, and give fans of the series an opportunity to try out a character that hasn't actually featured in a fighting game before. So as you can imagine, I'm very interested to see what they do do with him here, if of course he is in the game, which hasn't yet been confirmed. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I know I have, because it's kind of mixed my two favorite games right now together, but I really do hope that Geralt does make it into this game, as I am a massive fan of the franchise. So naturally, I'm going to be quite biased about this. So down in the comments below, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I know some people are for guest characters and some people are against. That topic kind of deserves a video to itself, but would you want Geralt in the game? Would you not? And if that so is the case, who else would you like to see in the game? Please do comment below, as I'm interested to hear what everyone has to say. Anyway guys, before this video does wrap up, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of helping out this channel, since YouTube's ad system is broken as hell. So by giving it a thumbs up, it helps out a ton. And if you want to go the extra step, we also have a Patreon set up, and the link for that will be down in the description below. Anyway guys, as always, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.